students. So.
And then from that, it just kind of
it grows.
Keeps rolling. Okay. Here's another question. How can a presidential candidate show or how can you, as a presidential candidate, presidential president, show your deep understanding of the responsibility that comes with being the president of the student government? Because like you said, student government is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful organization on campus. And a lot of power comes with that title. Yeah. So how do you show your understanding for that responsibility and actually take that responsibility serious?
Currently, I'm the president of Amnesty International here at the university. And in previous years, it's sort of been dormant, and we took it from being an organization that did letter writing campaigns and maybe had only 6 active members to build it to be 30 active members coming to the meetings, showing up to events, holding sessions for the faculty and staff to really hear what we're all about. So again, it all comes down to the experience that I've had on campus, the people that I've met, meeting with the administrators, hearing their concerns, meshing our vision into one, and that's what it comes down to.
So as president of the student government, do you feel some of your activities as far as Amnesty International, of course, would kind of slack off because you would have more of a responsibility here? So you have to dedicate more time. How would you try to balance it, or would you try to devote almost everything to student government? Exactly what happened there.
Well, obviously I carry out my term as president for Amnesty International until the end of the semester.
Okay.
And for student government elections, you're inducted in after elections. So there'll be a short period between the end of the semester and when I'm inducted to carry out things for student government, but after that, Amnesty will have their own elections and they'll move forth with their own procedure. And I've let the group know that, next year I feel that I've done my part as a leader there, and that I'll be there to support them, to give them vision and my support.
Now, would you show any favoritism to them? I mean, those are your buddies.
Yeah.
They helped you get there. You at this point, you could possibly be the head honcho of student government. You can control almost the direction in which money flows.
Yeah.
How would you handle that situation? Would you, of course, grease their palms, or how would that work?
I've been going around to over, I'd say, 30 organizations, and to every single one I've said, open doors, co-sponsorships, whatever you guys need, come to us. We'll work our best to get it done. So
now, how does that, from what you just said, how does that differ from any other politician that says, open doors, the same kind of thing? Because right now, it's critical. It's a critical time in your campaign.
It is.
Maybe 2 weeks, and it's time for students to vote. How do we separate you from other, agenda-pushing politicians?
I think that the fact that I have a proven record of being just, of being kind, of being reputable. I have a good reputation of being a nice person, of being the person who can get things done, a person who's a leader. And I think combining all of those will give me the credibility that I deserve and that I'll earn.
Okay, last question, then we're going to move on to something else. If you were elected as president, how would you fight the spirit of complacency?
I feel that in order to counter complacency, we need to create an attainable vision that we all can sort of agree to. And, it has to be smart, effective, and innovative.
Okay, cool. Now what we're going to do right now is we're going to have questions from the student body. These are students who've come in, written questions, dropped them in a hat. And some of these questions are specifically tailored for Muhi. So we're just going to pull them out of our trusty construction hat.
Very nice.
And some of these questions may be silly or whatever. I don't know. I haven't even read most of the questions. But they are for you. So let's see here. It's the first one. All right. Are you trying to change current policies? Excuse me. Are you trying to change current policies or change them? Oh man, yeah, so we need to turn some educational things here. Are you trying to change current policies? So what are you trying to do with current policies? Are you trying to change them? These are student questions. As you can see, the students have written.
Current policies, things that student government are currently doing, they're having speak outs, they're having research on investment of the university. They're having research with different facilities on campus. And I think it's important to continue their efforts and bring some new ones to the table as well. Current issues across campus, I feel that student government should have a voice in it, and whatever is going on that the students care about, we'll definitely seek out.
All right, let's go for another one here. We've got about 2 or 3 minutes. What makes you stand out in comparison to the other competition?
I'd like to think that their accomplishments as the Unity slate were a majority of which were my work. Like I said, the Great Change Policy and the increasing student organization funding, they'll be sure to let you know that the Unity slate got that done, and they are the leadership that you need. But in all honesty, as a senator, you know, I pushed and lobbied for the Great Change Policy, which happened in 2004, before the Unity slate came in power. They took credit for it. And the organization funding, I was the director of clubs and organizations when that happened, and I worked with the SAO, with student government, with the SOAC to push for that funding. So my accomplishments are their work, if you want to say. Or my work are their accomplishments.
Your work, okay, I like that. This is one question, of course, this is definitely a question from a female on campus, which I think is a great question. If elected, what would you do for women on campus? So how would you try to address their specific needs?
You know, I think something that's unique about my campaign is that I am running with a woman. And Rizarta is my running mate as vice president for the Maize and Blue Party. And we feel that we have representation across campus, because whether you're a student here, you're either a male or a female. And within our ticket right there, you got all representation.
Okay, last question. We're actually this is your 15 seconds to sway any vote. If I was a middle of the road voter, and I'm going between the Unity slate and the Maize and Blue, how would you persuade my vote? 15 seconds.
You know, you're in the middle of the street. I want to take you to the sidewalk where it's safe. I want to show you that all the stuff that we stand for in the Maize and Blue Party works for you, with you, and alongside all of your efforts. So, come to the sidewalk.
All right, Muhi. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
It was a pleasure.
Hope you can stick around. You're the other candidate for the presidential election, Brian Berry, is coming on next. So thank you very much, and I appreciate you
Not a
taking
problem.
the time.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with Brian Berry. Welcome back to Current Issues and Enduring Questions. I'm here with our second political candidate for the presidency of student government, which is Brian Berry. I'd like to thank Brian for coming on the show today. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. It's really early. Thank you guys for getting up and getting here this morning. So first, let's start off with some small talk. Exactly how long have you been in student government or been involved with politics here on campus?
I've been involved with student government